Coming up on today's FNN, we visit Endeavor to discuss the importance of diversity.
Plus, how EK is trying to help students balance their schoolwork.
And we talk spring sports. Stay tuned for all that and more because FNN starts now. Happy Friday, Falcons. I'm Jasmine Smithers.
And I'm Nehemiah Clay.
KPS is recognized as one of the top 5 most diverse school districts in the nation, and many schools, including our elementaries, are celebrating that fact in their own way. I went to see just how they do that. One of the main things our KPS district is known for is our diversity and population of students. Here at our high school, we have over 90 languages spoken in our building. Endeavor Elementary has taken their own action with diversity by now including it within their daily math lessons. Students have the opportunity to learn and hear about their fellow classmates' languages as Ms. Hughes, a multilingual and co-teacher, explains.
So we have 14 different languages spoken just in this classroom. So we like to incorporate, when we are talking about tens and ones, which we're doing today more, but we brought in maybe what the word 10 was in Arabic and what the word 10 was in Kinyarwanda. So we would all the kids heard all 14 languages, and it just really showed the class we all belong here.
Feeling of a sense of home is important to have in a first grade classroom. With so many different languages spoken, it can be overwhelming but also very exciting for students. Ms. Hughes shares that many students were ecstatic to hear their own language being spoken and taught in their school.
Students were just beaming and smiling when they heard their language being spoken with the tens and ones lesson we did before. It just really brings that sense of we are family even though we're all different.
Feeling included is an important emotion for anyone, especially a first grader who may speak a different language at home. Ermila, a student in Ms. Hughes' class, talks about her feeling when she heard her language being taught.
Maybe kind of happy.
Inclusivity and diversity is what KPS is all about. Students continue to have the opportunity to learn and grow not just in their language, but many others. At Endeavor Elementary, I'm Jasmine Smithers. Check out our KPS website if you want to learn more about the ways we include diversity in our district.
Maintaining a balance between academics and a social life can be challenging, but it's not impossible. FNN reporter Elias Akaioli explores what East Kenwood offers its students and how they can help.
Keeping a balance between schoolwork and maintaining free time after school isn't easy, but it's especially hard when you're going through burnout. According to a survey done by the American College Health Association, around 80% of students reported some level of burnout. Mr. Hamby, a science teacher at East Kenwood, explains how he views burnout in his students and different tactics he uses to motivate his classes using bell ringers and different activities.
Oh man, this one's a hard question, honestly. I think all of us need to be able to come back from burnout, right? So a lot of times that'll be the warm-up questions that we do that are kind of more about your cultural values or talking about different things about you. Our turn-in talks, where it's turn-in talks trying to get to know each other. A lot of times the burnout's because we don't have enough social interaction. And that's how I fully believe it. And also the community circles that I do in my room as well.
Having extra responsibilities as a student is common. According to the University of California, 80% of students spend an hour on sports or other physical activities, and another 60% of students report spending time at student clubs or other organizations. East Kenwood's Sienna Vandevecht shares how she's able to balance her academics and working long after-school shifts.
So I actually work around a 23 to 24-hour week, as well as doing 4 AP classes, so my schedule can get quite intense, to say the least. I really find it easiest to try to get everything done during the school day, so any type of free time I have at school, I'll usually be working. But even then, there's always still stuff left over, especially with college scholarships and applications. So my best advice would be to try to do everything the second you get home from school, so that way you're free for the rest of the day and then you're not staying up super late at night.
Finding the right time to get help from a teacher can be difficult, but it's become easier thanks to the new RTI system implemented at East Kenwood. RTI is a new way of doing Pride where you get targeted help in classes where your teacher deems it necessary. Mr. Hamby explains how he utilizes RTI time to give students more personal help and how he operates his classroom in a specific way to help his students in and out of class.
So some resources that I think a lot of us actually do as teachers here in Kenwood is we're using RTI time now. So I think that's very helpful for students. Also, I always give them a lot of time after school or time that you can make an appointment with me as well. And then any other resources would be like extra study materials as well for my students that really need that extra support or extra help. So I think a lot of it's just people, time, and resources.
Keeping up with school can be difficult, but it's become easier thanks to teachers taking extra time to help students through RTI and study sessions. At East Kenwood, I'm Eliasa Kaioli.
Don't forget to schedule your RTI sessions whenever you need help or contacting teachers for extra support with your academic career.
Our culinary classes are some of the most popular electives here at EK. And another popular elective program in EK is KCTC, Kent Career Technical Center. A select few students in the culinary program of KCTC showcase their experience with our reporter, Robel Jakob.
At the tail end of January, 4 KCTC culinary students, including senior Malachi Bakeman, baked their very own wedding-style cakes for the students of EK. This is a huge accomplishment for these culinary students, but the first step for this major accomplishment was taking the leap forward and joining KCTC.
What kind of led me was when I first started as a first year, I wanted to maybe find something else that was different, and I honestly was thinking about not joining, but my mom pushed me to join, and I joined, and honestly, if I never joined, I would have regretted it because the things that KCTC does for you, just like the offers and everything, it's just amazing.
Ever since I was little, I really like cooking, and I always been cooking food for my mom and my little brothers and everything. So I was like, this might be somewhere I can go, you feel me?
The love of the culinary arts can start at any age, but the best time to get really into cooking is as a little kid, when you're still learning so much about the world.
I think I started cooking really for like 9. When I was 9, I wanted to help out in my kitchen, help out my grandma. Usually started off with like making breakfast and stuff like that, and then it kind of progressed into me finding my passion really about how baking and learning about how baking works and cooking, and yeah.
Cooking and baking doesn't just mean creating something for yourself. It also means creating something for others to enjoy and have a good time with.
So in doing this, I really just like when I'm serving, just making people happy, and seeing them enjoy my food and enjoy like what my friends are making. It's really great, honestly. Like working with everybody is just amazing, and seeing people happy eating my food is just great.
The skills one learns from culinary arts in high school can be amplified even more after graduation, creating greater skills and technique.
Yeah, I am, most definitely. I'm doing a culinary program after I graduate high school.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm actually going to CC for it, and I'm going to try and do my own business in a bakery and try and maybe even progress through there and have my whole life in the culinary arts. So.
Culinary arts, along with all specialty subjects in high school, prepare those passionate about them to launch themselves further into their future careers. At East Kentwood, I'm Robel Jakob.
Scheduling is taking place right now, so be sure to reach out to your counselor if you're interested in exploring our culinary program.
And that wraps up your news this week, Falcons.
Now let's send it over to Erica Large for your sports report.
What's up, Falcons? It's your girl Erica, and this is your EK Sports Report. Spring is finally here, and that means hitting the diamond with our baseball and softball teams. Both teams are looking forward to playing underneath their brand new Jumbotrons. Last year, Falcon baseball got off to a slow start to the season, and they're looking to hit the ground running this year. Senior captain Cam Singer says that the goal for this season is to bring home the district title, and he has all the confidence in the world in this group.
Probably to win another district title. We haven't won one in, I think it's 19 years now, so it'd be cool to do it with my guys. I think we have the group to do it this year, and I think we have a good path too.
Meanwhile, over at the softball field, our Lady Falcons will have a much younger team this season after graduating a handful of seniors last year. One of the 4 seniors on this team, Kayla Finlaw, says that the entire senior group is looking forward to a year with this team and teaching the young players everything they know.
I'm full of emotion. I'm really happy for the season to start. I'm really excited with the group of girls that we have this season. I feel like we can go really far. I'm sad that it's coming to an end. It's my 4th year. It's just really exciting.
If you're an athlete at EK, you probably heard of Title IX, and maybe even that there are changes being made to it. FNN reporter Anari Roberts met with our athletic staff to learn more about the changes and if there will be impacts on our female athletes.
If you have been paying attention to the news, you may have noticed something called Title IX getting lots of attention. Title IX is a federal law that prevents discrimination based on sex in education, with one of the largest impacts being equal opportunities for women in sports. Recently, the Department of Education announced that they will be removing changes to Title IX that happened in 2024, and that has worried female athletes that may not be familiar with the ins and outs of the law. The changes to Title IX are important to understand and discuss, and Mr. Blaine Brummels, co-athletic director at EK, stresses that the most recent changes will have no impact on EK athletics.
It doesn't affect us per se for athletics. It's the same. It's a status quo. And it's pretty much become the law of the land, and it's the expectation. You wouldn't expect anything different from me in my role. If I said, I'm not going to treat the girls as well as I do the boys, you would be upset about it. And so that's not what we're going to do, and that's not what we do.
Students at East Kenwood don't have to worry about these changes impacting their lives on the field, as Kenwood continues to be committed to equality and diversity. Our head varsity coach, Chad Van Houten, explains how both girls and boys tennis team are united and bigger than their individual team. It's all about being a tennis family.
We've implemented Sunday night tennis, where we just all show up from either team on Sunday nights and blare some music and play tennis as one big group. So it starts to feel as just like it's one big tennis family and not so much one team versus another team.
According to the Women's Sports Foundation, just 60% of the girls are participating in high school sports compared to 75% of boys. So while these numbers need to improve, there's no need to stress about the changes to Title IX as a high school athlete. As Mr. Brummels underscores, Kentwood will continue to provide opportunities for all genders across all sports.
I think that my future goal is that we continue down the path that we are, and that we continue to provide opportunities for all genders, for all sports.
While these changes may not impact high school students, it's an important issue to understand and research for students on college campuses. For specifics about Title IX at your future college, be sure to research their policies directly from their websites. At EK, I'm Anari Roberts.
And last but certainly not least, in the field house, our Lady Falcons volleyball team will have a new head coach next year. As FNN sports reporter Brooklyn Gibson sat down with the newest member of the Falcon family.
Oh, I mean, the memories I made in the 4 years that I played here, I mean, if anybody knows me and knows my friend group, it is still all of my high school volleyball team. So I love the relationships that I've made, and the memories that I created are just lifelong. I'm a very hands-on and a passionate coach. So I think the kind of culture that I'm gonna create is gonna be very loving and inviting and just like a big family. You will learn very quickly with me, when we're close, we're close. So I think I'll probably lead them by example. Once they get to know me and understand there's nothing I wouldn't do for them, then that feeling is gonna be reciprocated. See, it's funny because I can confidently say Kentwood and the culture that you guys have here is very similar to a small college. When I was going to EK, Davenport University almost felt smaller than EK. So I think this school does a great job preparing you for college just in general, not even sports related, because of all the ethnicities that you see, and then you go to a college campus and no part of you is culture shocked, because your whole high school career you've been seeing different walks of life. We're gonna have some fun. I think I want a student section. I want y'all to be loud. I want to be everywhere, score regardless. I want to create an environment at EK that feels hostile. Like when opponents come here, they feel like, dang, we gotta come to EK. But I wanna create a culture where they can have fun, and that's gonna make my girls give them something to play for. So that's what I'm hoping for this year. So make sure you guys come out.
Well, that does it for today's sports report. We'll be back here next week to talk spring sports. Now let's flip it back to the deck.
That does it for today's show.
We will be back next Friday with more, but until then, make sure to follow us on Instagram and subscribe to Falcon News Network on YouTube, where you can catch sports live streams, previous episodes, and other great content.
Plus, check the posters around the school to tune into our radio station and check out our Spotify podcasting channel.
We'll see you back here next week.